Good evening, Year 11. I hope you're well, and I knew that you'd obviously be missing me, so I thought I'd do a little video just to help you along. And this is obviously to get you into the mode of question 3 and what you need to be doing for question 3 for the exam. So in class we've looked at question 1 where we've had passage A, and we've also looked at question 2 where we've looked at the right effect. So now we're going to be looking at question 3. And as you can you can see from here, our objective is to plan ideas for the summary question of the exam, which is question 3 of the exam. And just a few reminders. First of all, question 3 is based on passage B. You get 15 marks for the bullet point, and they don't have to be in your own words, so you can just copy bits from the original text. And you get 5 marks for putting the bullet points into a continuous piece of writing, which is in your own words. And what you're going to be focusing on for your homework, or for a bit of flipped learning, is this 15 marks for the bullet points, to see if you can find all 15 bullet points. So the question, what's that doing? Okay, so the question is that we're going to look at: read passage B and then answer the question below. According to the passage, what makes a good uncle? And we know you get 15 marks for that. So when you're in the exam, it's a good idea just to read that question first of all, so you know when you're reading through passage B what sort of things you're looking for, and you're getting them into your mind as you're reading through as well. So we're looking for what makes a good uncle. That's the key bit to this question. So let's have a read through of the passage. Uncles. They come in all shapes and sizes, are young and old, and may or may not have children of their own. But the only thing that matters about uncles is whether they are good or useless. Good uncles show you love and attention because they are part of your family, but know that they do not have the long-term responsibility of parents. They probably only appear briefly for a week or two at a time and are unlikely to find you irritating. When they do come, they bear presents, not necessarily expensive ones, but welcome presents that your parents avoid buying, such as noise-making objects. Remember too that uncles are on holiday and are available to whisk you away to the places that you love to go. Not being responsible for your diet, they feed you on fatty foods and burgers that they call treats, knowing full well that your parents disapprove on health grounds. They encourage you to do risky things like climb up high walls, and they rescue you when you can't get down. Here now is a simple test by which you can identify a useless uncle. On such occasions, watch for a jittery blinking of the eye and listen for these telling words. I think that's enough. It might be dangerous. These uncles have even less confidence in your parents and have failed at the first hurdle. Useless uncles spend too much time sitting in chairs doing what they call holiday reading, usually of books called Lives of the Great Philosophers or How to Solve the World's Economic Problems. If you ask them for a game of football, they reply, "Later, I'm busy at the moment." A real uncle shows no sign of being able to read at all. For example, he ignores all signs that say no ball games. As soon as he sees a ball, you and he are away to the nearest open space. The reason for this enthusiasm is that most good uncles are keen to play games that they see you as an ideal opportunity for them to show off. Because uncles are not your parents, they have lived separate and maybe exciting lives. You know all your parents' stories, at least those that they're prepared to tell you. Useless uncles will have spent an unadventurous, sheltered life, and anyway are unaware of anything that you might find interesting about them. An enterprising uncle will tell you about his life among the gorillas, or how he saved his companion's life by driving off a charging rhinoceros. Maybe these stories are not strictly true, but that is not the point. Good uncles have an imaginative, creative spirit, and a talent for fiction, such as the adventures of a Mr. Snodgrass who lives in an obscure corner of your house and who only emerges when you are asleep. No doubt a useless uncle will try to entertain you as follows. I once read about a chap called Proust who went on a journey to... oh dear, I've totally forgotten where. It is clear that such uncles have no qualities that appeal to children. Library surrounded by volumes written in Latin until they crumble amongst the dusty pages. Sooner or later, bad uncles will shamble down the drive bearing 2 old suitcases full of extra underwear, old woolen garments and half-read books. Good uncles wave their arms, smile big smiles and wink at you to promise more wickedness next time. When you turn back to the care of your parents, you will discover that your good uncles have left gentle hints which, if followed up, will be of at least a little advantage to you. So, going back to the question then, what makes a good uncle? Your task, Year 11, is to find 15 points then from that passage, the passage that you've been given, and we find 15 bullet points for what makes a good uncle. Again, the very, very, very least that you should have for the lesson by Thursday is 12 bullet points. Thank you very much.